charter was not a formality. It was not symbolic. It was a declaration of pain and a desperate call for relief. It carried the collective voice of millions of informal traders, street vendors, cross-border hustlers, micro-entrepreneurs, and other citizens who may not be included in the informal sector, but still being haunted by what we are talking about today. Us as informal sector, as Zimbabweans, we form the backbone of this country. And yet, 3 weeks after we've requested our voice to be heard by Minister Mutuli, nothing was said and nothing was done. We condemn this silence because silence in this context is not neutral. It is not merely political delay. It is abandonment. It is not just bureaucratic. It is a desperate disregard for the lives of the poor. Our country is trapped in a very serious crisis of a finance minister who does not understand the pain of those who are on the floor. Today we say this loud and clear. Informal workers in Zimbabwe are trapped between two sharp and deadly horns. The 2% IMTT levy and number 2, daily ZRP and municipal police corruption. On the one side, the 2% intermediated money transfer tax is bleeding every transaction dry from the informal sector. Zvazviri kureva, ukaisa mari yako mweko cash, painongobuda ichienda mune mweko cash, iri kubatwa 2%. Yabva mweko cash ichienda mune imwe eco cash, iri kubatwa 2%. Ikabva mu bank account ichienda another bank account, iri kubatwa 2%. Toenda kumavhenda, kuonai mavhenda, nemusiri kuendesa mari kubengi, vari kutiza ma 2% iwayo. It takes from vendors whether they profit or not. It punishes women who buy tomatoes in bulk at dawn. It taxes micro businesses trying to restock, regroup, and reinvest. This tax is not targeted. It is a blanket punishment for being poor and ambitious. On the other side, we face the growing menace of corruption. Thank you very much to those Zimbabweans who are now hands-on in fighting corruption. Corruption is bleeding our nation. It is damaging our lives. It is ruining our lives. And to us as informal sector and vendors, it is being instigated by rogue elements within the Zimbabwe Republic Police and municipal police. At night, under the veil of darkness, some ZRP officers prey on unprotected vendors. Bribes are demanded, threats are issued, goods are confiscated, and dignity is destroyed. Let the nation understand this. We are taxed by the state during the day and extorted by rogue ZRP officers by night. This is not just a crisis of policy. It is a crisis of conscience. an urgent solution in this regard is needed, whose solution we hold dear and whose solution we have pathway. We are being punished as informal workers for surviving. How long shall we be punished for being resilient? How long shall a woman selling vegetables in Harare be the government's cash flow on the 2% and the target of harassment from ZRP? The same government that refuses to provide social protection turns around and taxes the smallest transaction with an almost razor-thin margin. They don't care what happens behind what you'd have been doing during the day. The same law enforcement that should protect, instead, it decides to hunt. Ko mapurisa ZRP ndimi unofana kutichengetedza. Ko kana makuuya muchivhima makutitorera tushoma itwo twatinge taita, ko chipurisa chacho chiri papi? This is not a national development model. This is economic cruelty. And in other words, this is a very serious economic violence. We face violence in many forms, one of which is economic, whose perpetrators have become some rogue elements of ZRP. Let me come back to the 2%. Financial exclusion in disguise. Vanonyepera kutaura kuti toda inonzi financial inclusion. Munhu wese anofana kuti awane mukana okuva part of the financial system yenyika. That is not true. We were told that the 2% levy would contribute in formalizing our economy. But what is formalization when it discourages informal sector from banking? What is financial inclusion when people are running back to cash because of unbearable taxes and corrupt policies? This 2% that is haunting and ruining little profits from informal sector, it is a corrupt tax. I repeat, that tax is corrupt. Not targeted at all. It does not even allow anyone to fall under a particular financial threshold to be taxed. You make a profit of 50 cents, you get taxed. You make a profit of $1, you get taxed. It's not targeted.